Hey everybody and welcome back to Koi Pond Lifestyle. Not sat in the seating area today. I know the sun's out, but it's only just come out because it's been chucking it down this week. Anyway, so what have we got on this week? Now this week I'm looking at my filter system. I've had a number of comments over the last 8 or 10 months of my setup in each bay of my Kactoily Koi multi-bay filter system. And following a visit to a certain owner of massive jumbo fish, remember that video back then, I decided to have a rethink about my last bay. Because I don't think it's a really good idea to start messing around too much with your filters. For example, my brushes, I can mess around with them as much as possible, as much as I want really, because they're just there to filter the big stuff out. So they're just mechanical. But then I got my biological filter bays, which is my moving KK1000 and my jet matting. Then I have a sponge bay. Now I've always sort of run that bay to be the bay that does the polishing for me and finishes off collecting some stuff. And over the last few months I've sort of had another rethink, bing, light bulb moment, that I need to adjust what happens in that last bay. And the reason for that is that I think I need more biological media in my filter system. So for example, now, I've started feeding the fish and the nitrite levels are starting to come up. So I'm just sort of holding back a little bit on feed, doing a few water changes and so on. So today we're going to look at that. We're going to look at doing some changes to my last bay. And we're going to go do a bit of shopping for that, because I haven't got the bits in that I need. So I have to do a bit of shopping and a bit of fettling to get that one done. So, sponge bay. Sponge bay, it sounds like I'm going to say SpongeBob. So, sponge bay. My final bay, and I've had these sponges in there since I've had this filter system 3 years ago. So, I've continued to use sponges in this bay for the last 3 years. And when the KK1000 was dropped into the filter bay, I wanted to make sure that I could continue to clean that. So, do I bag it? How do I contain it so it doesn't go down the plug hole and I can keep control of it when I'm trying to clean the bay? But anyway, that's a different story that so I spent a lot of time thinking about, maybe a bit too much time, but anyway. So I'm looking at removing the sponges from here and dropping in some jet matting. So I'm going to have to bob out and get some jet matting for a start, because I ain't got none of that lying around the garage. I've got a lot of things in my garage, but no jet matting. I'm going to have to create an air system. When I go to Steve's, I'll probably have a look at how much the discs are there, but I think they're about sort of 14 quid. And I can make one a lot cheaper than that. So I'll bob into a popular DIY shop close to where I live and pick up some waste pipe and some bits and pieces, and we'll create our own little air system as well, so we can make sure that we can be blowing air through the jet matting. So anyway, let's get ourselves over to Steve, get some jet matting board. I'll go to that popular DIY store and grab some bits and pieces, and we'll make a start. Let's go. Right, so just before I go and get that jet matting, I just sort of come and have a look and see what fish he's got, because he's got teeny fry, next size up, but the tank I'm always dead interested in is down this end. This is a better tank. This is where the big fish are. So let's have a quick look at them before we go get the jet matting. Woohoo! Right, we've got some in the outside tank as well, so we're going to have a quick look outside. It's got some customers in the moment, so I'm trying to sort of working around all the different customers. It's always busy in here, getting loads and loads of fish in. Let's go back to the outside tank and have a look. Right, let's get it back inside and get some that matting sorted out.
Obviously, that's a white koi, it's not albino because it's got not pink eyes.
Right, so jet matting. This is the slice I'm going to have. Now this is only half a sheet. Now this stuff isn't cheap. This stuff is like 80 quid a sheet, a full sheet, but I've got half a sheet. Whatever's left of Steve's, you're going to have to get some more in. So this is 40 quid, this sheet. Now cutting it, I'm told you have to use an angle grinder. So we're doing, get the angle grinder out and we'll get that run through anyway. So that'd be quite interesting how that works, because I've not done that before, so that would be interesting. And a little top fact for you, I don't know if any of you know this or not, but this stuff originated from Japan's roads. They used to use this like an underlay. Underlay! They used to use this for an underlay in roads. So how the hell they came from using the underlay in roads to put it in koi ponds as matting, as a filter media, comment below if you know any more than I do, because that's what I've just did. Also, if you watch Devon Koi, who doesn't watch Devon Koi Pond, he also has just made he's made his own actually, his own final polishing box with Jap matting in. So that's another reason why I'm going to put this here as a final polisher in the last bay. So scrap sponges, as I've said, move this in and see how it goes. Right, just got to cut it now. I think first of all I'm going to get all the sponges out the other end. So I'm going to isolate the system off, isolate it both ends, so that this is all mine to play with. Won't be bothering the fish while they're in there, while I'm doing what I'm doing in here, and get it cut up. So let's get that done. Right, so that's completely clear now. All the sponges are out. They're going to be scrapped, I don't know, binned, I don't know yet, put them in one side. So I'm going to take some measurements and then I'm going to turn everything back on again, because I don't want the current Jap matting and KK1000 to be out of water for too long. So I'm going to open everything back up again, start refilling, and then all I've got to do literally is put the matting on top. So I can take some measurements quick now, so I have an idea of what I need and how many I need, and then we'll go fit it. Right, back on refill. So yeah, I'm going to, it's time to get this Jap matting cut up and create some sort of an air system to go under it. Been over to a well-known DIY shop to get some bits, so we'll get that started as well. Right, cutting Jap matting. I've been told by a very reliable source that you need one of these grinder machinery thingies with the thinnest grindery thingy you can get, and it'll cut through it like butter. Let's see. But I think I will do now, what I will do now, I've cut all these strips, is just, I'll give them a quick bash together and just knock all the bits of plastic off, so they'll end up going through the pond and get the microplastics in the pond. Right, there we are, all cut up. In fact, I've got some left over. couple of little pieces left over, so I don't need another sheet. So then I've just used the 40-pound sheet. Ka-ching, that's a result for me, that is. So I've got it all cut up now. Just give it a quick test fit, just see which ones went where, because you'll see I've sort of fitted them a bit different because of the outlet-y bit. I'll show you that in a bit anyway. So now all I've got to do is create the air to go through it. So I'm going to attach an air unit on the bottom of the base, so it should blow air up and saturate the Jap matting with air. Got myself some bits and pieces, so let's get something made. Right, so the idea is to get something to attach onto here. Went to my local shop. I think they were like 14 or 15 quid for the smallest air disc, which wouldn't really, maybe alright I suppose. It would put a bit of air through the Jap matting. And I've got hold of some waste pipe, 21.5mm waste pipe, that stuff. Got some joiners, because it's got to be square, because it's going to go on here. So it goes around. I'm going to put one in the middle as well, and I've got to figure some way of getting the air from the air bit into there, blowing it. We'll sort that in a bit. Let's get this made. Right, so created my little air thing. What I've got to do now is drill a load of holes in it. I know, quite a small drill bit, because I need to be able to make sure that it blows bubbles up from it. You've got to get the air to it as well, yeah. And then attach it to the bottom of that. Now I've had to do it quite small, because this has got to fit onto a shelf. I don't know why I'm looking there. You're there, aren't you? Sorry about that. So I've got to make sure it's quite small in the middle, and it'll hopefully saturate through. Get some holes drilled in this, I think. Then I've got to glue it together, and I'm going to use this E6000 waterproof glue. Now I don't use that other stuff that you daub. You get a little, you get it in a tub, don't you, with a little sort of painty thing on, and you paint it on when you're sticking the pipes together. Ain't got none of that, so I'm going to use this, because I'd used this for the last one I did. So crack on. One of them. So yeah, 1.5mm that I will use to drill loads of little holes into the aeration system unit. I'll tell you how much it costs at the end. So what I'm going to do with this is I've bought one of these little T-connection bits, one of them, and I'm going to connect that into the corner so that the pipe will come down through the Jap matting and into there, and then I'm going to run another pipe through the middle of there and into this bit so it supplies the whole chamber. See if it works. Let's have a go. Right, so now these are in. This will be my inlet. So that's where the air will come in, blow around the source, and then this will go underneath. We've got one pipe inlet there. It will share the air underneath the unit. And into that one. Might just chop that a little bit shorter actually, which should be alright. So there you go. So the air now will come in like thus. Jet matting will sit over the top of it, blow air through. But this will actually be underneath here. That'll be under there. And the air will go in to there. So I've got more space on top for jet matting. Anyway, let's get it fitted and let's see if it works. Blanked off a little bit of pipe just to put on the end of there because I don't want that open. I want that closed off. Just going to slip that on there because I don't need that. Don't need the air blowing out of that because I want it into there, through into here, and then whoosh, away we go. Okay, rock and roll, let's get it in. Right, I just weight down with this brick to make sure it goes down. Right, happy days, that works. Ka-ching. What I have found though is where, because the pipe is going down into the air unit, which is underneath, it's going sort of underneath you there, the matting will go on top of this, is that because this pipe's quite very flexible and very pliable, I don't know whether it might get squashed as I put the jet matting in. So because there's a little gap in between the jet matting, I'm going to use this, I've got an extra bit just to put on top of there for the pipe to go down, to just shield the pipe a little bit, so I know that the pipe is not getting crushed. So I'm going to do that, get the jet matting in and get it fired up. Lovely. Oh, happy smiley face again. That's superb. Right, so good. There you go. Ka-ching. Finished product. Now, did you see how when I turned the air on, that give it a few seconds and I took this off, the outlet-y covery bit, because what I found was that the outlet, because that's the last bay and that's the pump sucking from there, it was taking the air through, and I could hear the air rattling through the pump, which I've always been led to believe is not a good thing. You know, if a pump is sucking air, then after a while it wears your impeller. So I taken it off, and I don't really know why I'd need it on. Why would I need this on? You know what to do. So I'm going to leave that off for the time being until I can think of something else. So I've got some brand new jet matting in there that needs some bacteria. So if you Phil from Telford Koi, I've seen his balls. He used these pure pond balls. I ain't got any of them, ran out of them the other day. So went down to see Steve as part of my shopping trip and got some of these absolute koi thingy balls, pearls, absolute pearls. Advanced bacteria delivery, blah blah blah, same thing, 75 pearls then. So I'm going to chuck them in the bay before and then chuck them on top as well, because I don't want them going down through the pump. So I think really what I might do, I might just turn the air off, chuck a couple underneath, so that the bacteria then feeds up through the jet matting, in theory. So I'm going to chuck a couple in, I'm going to chuck all 3 bays actually, all 3 bays, it won't hurt anybody I don't think. And chuck these in now, see what happens. Right, chuffed to bits with this. It's working really well, blowing really well. I've got to keep an eye on how it performs now. I put those pond balls underneath this, so it should let all the beneficial bacteria come up through the unit. The only thing is I'm wondering how I'm now going to trickle in, because I'm trickling in now onto media, which is, I've heard, is never a good idea. But it's going through my filter. So I'm going to have another think now about how I trickle in and trickle out. Do I just go straight into there? I don't know. We'll have another think about that. Right, so there it is. Last bay completed with, as I said, sticking some jet matting in the end. It was something, as I said earlier on, it's something that I've seen when I went to visit the jumbo koi. You know, that guy had nothing but jet matting everywhere, so ping, light bulb went off. And then I saw Martin from Devon Koi do his, ping, too many people using it, right, I'm going to get on with that and get that done. So there you go. How much did it cost me? £40 for the sheet, and I had a couple of bits left over. The air system, £7. £7 for all the bits and pieces, and 40 minutes of my time to chop it up, glue it together, and away we go. And on that bombshell, thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video, subscribe down the bottom there, ding the bell for notifications, share to all your friends. Thanks very much for watching. This was Aquarium Lifestyle.